Hello, everybody listening to the Fairweather Podcast. Your boy 2K Suave. I'm joined with A-Rod, and we have a special edition. We call these the LP, the mixtape. Sorry for the wait, whatever. We're technically in between seasons right now, but as cool shit happens in sports, it's like this summer just happens to be one of those summers in which there really isn't like a break. Typically after the NBA finals, it's kind of in the NHL finals. We're in the dog days of baseball. WNBA isn't really popping like that, like it is now. There's no soccer because there's no World Cup, there's no Euros, there's no Copa, there's no Olympics. It gets real quiet before the
Well,
NFL
there's
season.
Euros and there's Copa. We're just on a break right now.
I know. I'm just saying. Normally, that's how the summers be like.
I got you.
However, this summer we got it's like we got to stay entertained somehow. And how I know I've been staying entertained, A Rod, is that on the Hard Rock app, I've gone from basketball, I went from football, basketball, all this shit. Now I'm hitting on Wimbledon. I hit on Wimbledon today. I hit on UFC 303 over the weekend. I've been hitting on baseball. I'm in my bag, A Rod. I'm in my bag, bro.
You're a fiend.
I am, bro. I'm addicted to winning. I'm addicted to the thrill of victory. I feel like what's his name? Michael Porter's brother. His crazy ass about to get locked up. He got to snitch on everybody. At this point, he just got to snitch on everybody. But anyway, A-Rod, what you got going on, man? How you been?
Hanging in. I'm good. Yeah, just watching a lot of soccer, which is a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, yeah. What you been locked in on? Because we don't got Vic. We don't got Sammy, so we don't got the Team USA, rah rah club. But we all watched the same shit the other day, and we are no longer in the tournament no more. Somehow, we getting beat in our own home country. Mexico not even in. Y'all was talking about. Like I didn't think they was gonna be good anyway. But
No.
for us to get shafted like that in the United States, obviously, the game before was the red card situation. This one was the VAR situation, the horrible officiating. I mean, what's your overall just take on this whole shit? Because I know everybody's like in a crazy mood right now with USMNT.
Because people like that with United States men's national team is like they're just patriotic. Okay, I get being patriotic. Like I, me and the flag, like I love the American flag. I'm not here to poo-poo on it, but like when those people put
I
the
know.
flag on, it's a different meaning for them, I feel like.
Yeah.
And like the
Happy
US
Happy July 4th, by the way, to the country, by the way, because this is horrible timing for the U.S. to be bad at soccer. But sorry, continue. Bless
hold
you,
on.
bless you.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. Get him
Yeah,
out,
have
get him
fun. Have fun working tomorrow, England.
out.
Um
I know
uh
my country, my job is UK based, so it's like it's weird because it's like, well, damn, y'all just gonna have the day off tomorrow? Like, yeah, we're gonna have the day off. Y'all go back to work.
um but with them it's just we we have all like, the same thing we preach all the time. We have all the fucking talent in the world. We just don't know how to use it. It's like it's like Southgate in England. He's got all that talent on the team and he can't find ways to be dominant, just like we should be able to do that.
Yeah.
And Greg Berhalter shit the bed again, yet again, and we're still going to keep the guy, which doesn't
Is that
make
confirmed?
yeah, they're keeping the guy. So it makes no sense to me. By the way, you're frozen on my end, so
Crazy right now, but I should be back. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
no, you're still frozen.
I'm frozen,
Mhm.
bruh. Now am I back?
Nope,
I'm not back yet.
not back. You're still
Uh,
frozen.
but you can hear me though,
Yeah.
bro. Wait, yeah, man. Man. This. Let me turn off the camera and let me turn it back on. Can you see? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Okay.
Yeah. See, sometimes like the IT guy just tell you, have you tried pressing restart or turning off the computer? But I mean, it is rough. It is rough.
But with, but
I
with,
didn't know
with
we was keeping him.
yeah, with them, the problem is the coaching, and then the players, like, I don't even think they want to play for them. And that game, I'm not going to be a homer on this because I mean I'm patriotic. I love my country, but I'm a realist when it comes to the United States soccer. Like, Vic is the biggest fan and trying to get me and Sammy and everyone to jump on and be like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna and I don't fall for. I fell for that trap once, and I'm not gonna fall for that shit. You know, Weston McKennie, man, like, he's a great player. He plays he played in Serie A. Now he's in Premier League. Not for a great team, but he looked lost out there. And Antoine Robinson, with his English accent, he should have to work tomorrow. If anyone has to work tomorrow, it should definitely be Antoine Robinson. He was horrible. And Christian Pulisic, man, good God, that guy was all over the damn place like he always does. And
he put his heart out. He tried, bro. He really tried.
He tried, but Vic made a joke in our chat about Julian Alvarez playing for the World Cup and the Olympics when it happens, and he's like, that's the kind of player you want to play for your country. That's all about the crest. Like, you think our guys want to play for that shit? No, they don't. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of things that they have to do. There was a lot of unfortunate things. I'll be honest, like the call, the VAR with the guy offsides. Like, he was clearly offsides. If you want to play that game, because personally, I don't fucking get VAR anymore. I don't get what's offside anymore.
I mean, at that point, what was the point of reviewing it? I mean, shit, it's like, well, clearly he's offside. So I mean, y'all want to get the call right or what? So I don't. It's like, how the NBA and NFL is like inconclusive evidence, or they'll just go with the call on the field. I mean, would you say that was pretty conclusive, or?
I feel like it wasn't. I feel like it was just one-sided, because I think, I don't want to be the guy that does, like, what is this going on type shit. Like, they want those big teams in there. Like, Uruguay won a bunch of World Cups in the long time ago, and everybody knows Brazil and everybody knows Messi. It's like, they want these teams. Like USA, it's like,
who the hell knows Panama? I don't know nobody from Panama, dog.
Panama came out there and did their thing, though.
The Ticos were
hanging too. The Ticos were hanging, man. I was surprised.
The Bolivians.
But I don't know, man. It's just disappointing. It's another year of disappointment, especially on our home soil. Now, you're not going to see a lot of Americans watching those games unless they're big fans and they want to see, like, Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo and Luis Diaz and Messi and Di Maria and Julian Alvarez. That's it. Do you think anybody's going to show up to a Panama game?
I mean, shit. Is there like who'll show up to the game? People who got money on it. So they got to go see some shit. That's where we are, bro. That's where we are. But no, it is what it is. I mean, at this point, who would you say is the favorite now? I mean, it's not like we were the favorite in the first place, but given where we're at right now with the matchups and everything, who would you say is the favorite?
I mean, not gonna lie, Argentina has an easy fucking way to get there once again. So Argentina has it. They do this shit on purpose, man. Do this shit for Messi, man. Fuck them.
Hey! Your boy was crying the other day. You saw that?
Yeah, I was talking about that with Sammy. I don't think he's crying because he's sad he missed the goal. I think he's crying because he's sad he's starting to know that it's fucking coming to an end now.
Nah, bro. In that moment, there's no way that was what crossed his mind.
I'm pretty sure it was a
moment.
I'm pretty sure it was a mashup. I'm pretty sure it was a mashup of all of that. And on top of that, he hit his PK at the end too. So yeah.
Yeah. And the mother host hit nothing, so it didn't matter. It is what it is.
Messi didn't play. He was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna play with blocks because I can take the day off."
My dog Lionel, man. We doing big things, dog. We doing big things. But let's hop off of soccer real quick and let's get to the National Basketball Association. Because last week I let you have have your moment to shine. About the New York Knicks, and you were able to have the floor for a little bit. Y'all was the second best team in the East for a moment. You was feeling real good. And then
Take Paul George, bro.
yo, whoa. Let me have this moment, okay?
Uh,
Things had to happen. Now, let's let's break it down real quick. Let's break it down real quick. So obviously, you know how I feel about Paul George, PG-13. As a basketball player, I love his game a lot. I've been on record. I've said this thousands of times. His game is perfect. His game is perfect for the Sixers. It is. I mean, there's people who consider him the GOAT. Carmelo Anthony's own son thinks he's the greatest basketball player of all time. So, I mean, hey, I'm not gonna argue with him right now. For these next 3 years or whatever, however long he's here, he is like us. You know what I'm saying? He is like us. So, that happened. Tyrese Maxey happened. So we locked my dog in. But my biggest news before I get to the Sixers, we gotta talk about Tobias Harris and his father. His father is his agent. And shout out to Tobias Harris's agent. I mean, his father, his family, and his financial person, and all this shit. Tobias Harris has made bread in the National Basketball Association. Got another 50 plus million from Detroit and to do nothing. Because what expectation we got from Detroit? Nothing. They're gonna fire the coach, another coach. Who they hire as coach? Bickerstaff.
Maybe Bickerstaff.
He ain't gonna last more than 2 years. It's gonna be a mess. But shout out to Tobias Harris for getting his money, and shout out to Tobias Harris for no longer being on the Sixers. The experiment of Tobias over Jimmy Butler is over. So now we could just get back to our regularly scheduled program. But we held on to Maxey, obviously. We held on to Kelly Oubre, which I really loved a lot. Um, and then we went and got Eric Gordon, which I'm not opposed to. I think, and then Andre Drummond to me is gonna be to me what we lacked when Embiid was out was we didn't have like a real big that can actually handle all this shit. And as good as Paul Reed it was undersized, trying to do too much, and we all know Al Horford was gonna kill him. Kristaps was gonna kill him. Giannis, give me any big in the East, they was gonna kill him. So, I mean, shit, Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein was killing them. So, to me, I think we put ourselves in a position now. It's Boston, and we're back into that next tier of us, y'all, and Milwaukee, depending on how we feel about Milwaukee at this point. So as a Sixers fan, I gotta say I'm pleased that we did something, and we didn't just sit on our hands and do nothing. I would still like to go get Drew Holiday from Boston or somebody like that. But from your unbiased perspective, um, how scared are you of the Philadelphia 76ers now that we back doing something. We back doing something against the Nova Knicks. Come on,
Paul,
B. Don't
I'm serious,
come on.
Paul. I'm not. Paul George is just not scaring me. I'm really not. Like, I'm happy you got him. I think he's a phenomenal basketball player when he's healthy, but he just hasn't been healthy. So, hey, I'm not trying to jinx it. If anything, it's like the teams he on. They have this like mantra. What was it? The one with Pat Bev and your boy, and they were like, "Oh, I got my boy in LA. What we gonna
So
do?"
I just want to say real quick because you're talking about Paul George. Let's go. Let's leave the Sixers for a second, and we can go back to it. How are we gonna remember these freaking Clippers? Because you remember at 3:45 in the morning, 5 and 20, what 19, 8, whatever it was, 18, whatever it was. It was like 2019 because Kawhi won the championship. We all thought, I mean, not we all. The media was like Michael Jordan and Scotty. Oh, we got our boy Paul George in LA. We coming back home, baby. And we shat on that team for years. We made fun of that team for years, and we're right back where we started with them. So how are we gonna remember that Clipper team, and then how do you think he's gonna impact our Sixers? Because I just want to say, we talking shit like he ain't do nothing last year. I mean, shit, last year he played a lot of games. He was a MVP. I mean MVP. He was an All Star. He averaged 22, 5 and 3 47% from from the three. I mean, from the free throw. I mean, from the field goal. But how are we gonna remember the Clipper era with him, and what do you think he can do for us?
Same thing as the Nets. A fucking waste of time. That's all it was. It was a waste of time and bad journalism. That's what it was. Give a fuck.
Bad journalism. Oh my God, that's a big thing for me. Everybody has been convinced for years. Oh, Clippers in five. Oh, Kawhi MVP. He's the next Jordan. Oh, Paul George. He's Scotty. And ain't shit, dog. Nothing came. I mean, nothing came out of that. They haven't even. I don't think they made it to a conference finals. Am I wrong? Not even a conference. Like Luka was giving them buckets for the last few years from his youth till now. Kawhi, shout out, big ups to Kawhi. He's the best. He's this one superstar that the only person that talks shit about him now is Stephen A. Smith. Nobody it's like Kawhi can't do nothing wrong. Like because you blaming Paul George. To me, he's played
I blame them both.
He played way more games than Kawhi. I mean, at least
but
I still,
think so. When it came time for the Clippers to step up and score, Paul George was abysmal. Paul George was scoring like 8 points a game.
74 games he played this year. 74.
Okay, what are you doing?
I don't know, man.
When it came down to playoff game, we got playoff P or pandemic P again. Remember, I was like, this is your fucking king. He scored 6 points. And then it was like Eric Gordon had 18 and some bum off the bench had fucking Noah Powell had 35. Like, Noah Powell's not supposed to be scoring 35. Those are Paul George numbers. I know he can do it, but that's Paul George numbers.
All right, but you got to admit he fits what we got going on in Philly. So all right, let's go our roster for roster, right? So you obviously like your roster with Brunson. We go Brunson versus Maxey. I'm taking Maxey. I know you're taking Brunson. That's cool. That's cool. But to me, we could call it a wash. You can call it a wash.
Yeah, I could call it a wash. I'm okay with that.
Now we got to go to our wings, right? So your wings, you got hella wings. OG, what's that boy named? Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and anybody off the? I mean, DiVincenzo. Like those would be your four main wings. Damn, it looked like it's going crazy outside.
Mm-hmm.
Our main wings will be Paul George, Kelly Oubre. I'm pretty sure Buddy Hield going to Golden State. You sent me that thing about campaigns today. Boy can't get right. Batum went back to the Clippers, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know who else we got. I mean, y'all, we got Paul George. Y'all got more depth at wings. All right, cool. And then when it comes, I mean, we got Embiid. Y'all got nothing for Embiid. I mean, Embiid off of one leg was giving y'all buckets, bro. Come on. He gave y'all 50 with no knees. So, to me, now that we don't got the difference between him and James Harden was like, I'm disgruntled. Oh, I'm only here because I want to be loyal to Daryl Morey. Oh, can I play my game? I don't know if I can play my game. Paul George, we ain't got to worry about that with him. We know this is Embiid's team. We know Maxey's second in the pecking order, and Paul George is just there to be the number three. And to me, I like how that stacks together. I still feel like we need to deepen our bench a little bit. Y'all need to deepen y'all bench a little bit. If you look at title odds, we jumped ahead of y'all. So I mean, something's got to give.
Bad journalism again.
That's not journalism, dog. That's Vegas. You know, Vegas don't take favorites. Vegas don't be picking those sides. Vegas goes with the statistics, with the statistics, and 9 times out of 10 they on point. So, all I'm gonna say, I think if we play in a series again, we go in 7 and may the best man win. Where does Milwaukee kind of fit in everything for you right now? Because I don't know, I haven't heard shit from Milwaukee from free agency. I don't know who they drafted. I haven't heard nothing about no trades. I don't know what the hell's going on in Milwaukee. I mean, do you know have you heard anything from Milwaukee?
They drafted a guy had worse stats than Bronny James, man. So
and nobody said a peep. Did anybody cry? Oh, what a waste of a roster spot. Oh, anyway, continue, bro. I'm sorry.
Who said it? I forgot who it was. One of the guys on the what's the show in the morning with
Get up.
yeah, the Get Up. He was like, let's be honest. He's like, cut the bullshit aside. He's like, if you had a business and your son needed a job, you would do the same for him. Let's close that down. So the fuck out of here with this nonsense, man. The kid sucks. The kid sucks.
You know what? Fuck Milwaukee. Can we talk about this? Because
yeah,
I've been holding this shit in for a few weeks, and the way and I think I talked about it last week a little bit as far as like media coverage of LeBron, like the way I cannot wait and LeBron's my second favorite basketball player of all time behind Allen Iverson, and I cannot wait for LeBron to retire because it's like it's been open season on LeBron James since high school. And how can he do like this? Think about it. Ever since the Chosen One shit came out in 2002, he's been public enemy number one. The fact that he hasn't lost his mind since then is beyond me, bro. Like he is a way better person than I am because they talk about his character, about his how they talk about nepotism, they talk about this, they talk about that, and all this dude has done is become the all-time leading scorer. He's like top 10 in every category. Got 4 championships, been to 10 finals, brought 3 cities championships, and the fact a story that should be beautiful. My son, that y'all all saw me holding when I was a young pup in Cleveland, is now my teammate in the NBA. Like that's some crazy shit. Ken Griffey Jr. and Senior type of shit. Like and LeBron's favorite like one of his favorite athletes has always been Ken Griffey Jr. Like that was a story that he wanted to emulate, and he finally got to that. And now we're in the media, and it's like open season on nepotism this, as if every GM son is not the assistant GM. Every owner's son is not the assistant owner. The Los Angeles Lakers, when Jerry Buss died, was the team up for sale for anybody else? No, it went straight to the kids. Like this is how the shit works. You got a kid, you put him in position to be successful. That's what we all want for our children. We want our children to be better than us, like have a better life than we have, or we set them up so they don't even have to worry. The fact that we got this story and everybody want to talk all this crazy shit as if like, oh, this is like everyone takes an opportunity to troll. Everyone's talking about this. I'm like, bro, y'all need to shut the fuck. Like it's really bothering me. Like, and everyone got something to say. I'm like, y'all, and for example, Rashad McCants, I can't stand that fucking dude, bro. Like it's people like him who, it's just the snide remarks. It's the Rob Parkers of the world. It's all these the jealousy. It's so much jealousy and so much just hate for no reason. I'm so sick and tired of all this shit. Like this kid had a heart attack a year ago. Like he was a 5-star player in high school. We watched that McDonald's game, dog. That dude was hitting 3 left and right. He's athletic as shit. He could jump out the gym. His combine shit, like he knocked it out the fucking, like he was top percentiles in everything in the combine. Fuck it. And he was the 55th pick. Who the hell ever says shit about the 55th pick? Ever. I've never heard nobody say shit about the 55th pick in the NBA. Like, y'all need to calm the hell down with all this bullshit y'all are spewing on this kid. Like the kid just let the kid just be a kid and be happy, bro. Like I don't know. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but it's a deep rooted issue for me. Cause I'm like, bro, like I wish my dad was an NBA player and was like, yo, I'm gonna make sure I prepare you for your life so you could take over the family business kind of shit. Like, bro, it's the family business, dog. Like LeBron's a billionaire off of this shit. Like, come on, I don't know, bro. I'm done. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but I don't know if you want to add anything to it because I'm just.
Remember, you told us what was it before we stopped? You said what's been on your mind that's been bothering you most, and I told you media and social media posting and stuff like that. It's so annoying. Let people live, man. I'm a firm believer that maybe this just hits home to me, but like the happiest people in the world, they're really not that happy inside. You see that and you don't know. And then you'd make all these memes and shit about them and shit leads to, and and then we, God forbid, knock on wood, that doesn't happen, but somebody, offs themselves or something like that. And then those same people are like, oh, he was a great person, yada, yada. Man, you were just trashing him a couple weeks ago, man.
Exactly.
I mean, we get a laugh out of it. So I'm like, it's like a double-edged sword for me because, of course, it's funny to me, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck, I hate this. I fucking can't stand it. I hate turning on TV and hearing everybody bash these people, hearing like LeBron James's name draw, and I love LeBron too, man. I'm a fan. I really am. I think it's the Lakers' choice. It is the Lakers' choice to choose that, and if that's what they want to do, then let them waste their fucking draft pick. Who cares? But don't act like we weren't all excited to see Bronny James in the McDonald's All-Star game, watch him in the combine, all of that shit, and then he goes to USC, has a heart attack, like you said, a heart attack, and he averages what, 4.8 points a game? I'm pretty sure it was a little bit because of that as well too, that he didn't have to go out there and start and do a lot of shit either.
Yeah,
and he also had to
get into rotation. He had to fucking work his way back into from shit. I might never play basketball again. I might have lose my life to like, damn, I'm gonna try to get into the NBA. Like that's a fucking beautiful story, dog.
But the thing about that though, KK, that pisses me off even more is if you talk to the common person that's trashing that fucking shit, they're not gonna have a pity moment for that. They're not gonna be like take themselves outside of themselves and put them in another body to think about it for a second and be like, hey, that's true. I never thought of it that way. Damn, yeah. Nobody wants. They want to have their opinion and think they're on ESPN. So fuck them. I don't give a fuck what the Lakers do. I don't give a fuck what the Pelicans do. I don't give a fuck what any team does except for the Knicks. But for you to drag fucking Bronny James through the mud and shit, like he's gonna have to pay his dues. You think his dad's gonna be like, he's starting with me and he's gonna be taking the last shot?
They've already said that he's gonna be in the G League all next year. As he
he
should be, because he needs to develop. That's why you draft a second rounder for. You don't draft the second rounder to be the starting point guard. You draft the second rounder to develop them and hope that they become something. Nikola Jokic was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. Isaiah Thomas, the short one, was drafted 60th overall. I remember because I watched him in college and I used to love his game. Like
Me too.
These shits, I mean, we could Draymond Green second round pick, Gilbert Arenas second round pick. We could go on and on about second round picks.
Manu Ginobili.
Second round pick. Like we could go on and on about these kids who just figure it out, and they won't even let him have the opportunity to figure it out. I don't know, man. It's so, and people talk about, oh, you're not giving another kid a chance, bro. The amount of undrafted free agents that play in the NBA till today, you know how they go to the summer league, they bust their ass, they get a fucking contract. Jeremy fucking Lin became a national fucking media superstar off of his performance in the summer league. He got with the Warriors. He worked his way to get onto the court with the Knicks and blew the fuck up. Why? Because it was hard work. Fuck a roster spot. He earned his roster spot. Everybody want to cry. Oh,
at eyes.
I'm just, bro, this shit. Oh, man, this shit for real, dog.
It is. It's ridiculous. And to the kids out there that listen to this, and if you do listen to this, just don't be like Terry Johnson, aka Campaign. So.
Campaign. Bro, they be drafting these kids out of Africa who never played basketball before, and only because we got potential here. And they become fucking Joel Embiid and Pascal Siakam. Y'all need to shut the fuck up. All right? So, yeah. I know I just went a little crazy. My bad.
No, I mean, I'm on the same wavelength as you, man. I 100% agree. I think it's ridiculous. Like, let's see the kid. Let's see the hard work he puts in. If he doesn't put in hard work and he's expected everything to be given him and he's a crybaby, then I'll eat crow. But I don't think LeBron raises people like that. I think LeBron.
Have you seen any of that from him?
Oh, even his press conference, he was like,
humble.
He gave a great press conference, and I think like it took away from Dalton Connect. I think that's a great steal for the Lakers. I'm like, holy shit, Dalton Connect fell, but they wanted to focus on LeBron James, his kid. As they should. It's LeBron James, but LeBron James is a very upstanding man. What's the word? Articulate.
And think about it.
He's a very upstanding individual. The way that he carries himself, the way that he conducts business, the way that he does everything, and even his family life. You didn't see him on the fucking stage. I know you saw all the memes once again of Savannah like, LeBron, this is not your city. You're not going up there. Like, he didn't go up on the stage, but he was having a good time at the fucking concert.
But God forbid he's there. Oh, dog, I read the comments. Why the fuck is LeBron there? Like, Dog, they don't even want him to go out to fucking concerts no more. They don't want him to eat food at a restaurant. They don't want him to go to a concert. They don't want the man to fucking rap songs. They don't want this dude to do nothing. Everything is a fucking opportunity to troll, bash, and move on. Like, my bro, what the fuck is he doing to y'all? Like, come on.
Listen, I love LeBron, but sometimes he do contradict himself with some of the
That's
shit he does.
fine.
But I'm not mad
Which
about
is
it. But
cool. I'm just saying, it's like, at some point, it's like, yo, y'all need to calm the fuck down. Like, come on. Like, y'all got nothing better to do.
I think it's to the point that we're just over LeBron. Like the whole world is over. They just want him to retire.
Bruh, my second favorite basketball player of all time. I cannot wait for him to just hang it up so he can just go be a billionaire. Because at the end of the day, the thing I love about LeBron is that he don't be answering back to people. Like Kevin Durant. Can you imagine if Kevin Durant got the same kind of coverage that LeBron got his whole life? Think about it. From 2002 till now, LeBron has been you know. Can you imagine if Kevin Durant got the same type of coverage? Dog, the amount of shit that he goes back on everybody as it is now. Can you imagine if he got the amount of shit that LeBron got? I don't know, man. It's just
it's annoying, man. It is
annoying.
It is, but LeBron's gonna go out on top, and I'm gonna cry like a baby when he does, man. It's gonna be sad. It's like, when Kobe retired, rest in peace. When he retired, it's like the world froze for me that day. It was the greatest, like, what can I say? Mamba out, boom. I was like,
I still remember that day like it was yesterday, man. I was at Peabody's eating my 10 lemon pepper wings with the Thai chili sauce on the side, drinking my 2-for-1s. And he dropped that 60 piece on Utah the same night that Golden State went 73-9. Ain't nobody watching Golden State go 73-9. I said, yeah, y'all cool. We're gonna watch Kobe drop this 60 on Utah. So.
Did you ever watch Kobe play an NBA game?
In person?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
I saw one.
Nah, man.
And I know we're getting off topic here, but I always had a love-hate relationship with Kobe. I remember when I was a kid, the very first shoes that I had were the Crazy Eights. The second ones, not the ones that I remember they had a keychain with the foot and it was like a face. It looked like the Hamburger Helper guy. And I had those shoes and I wore them religiously every day. Played basketball, into school, all of that. And then my mom got me the reversible Kobe jersey. It was purple one, yellow the other one. Bro, I loved it so much. And then she got me a Shaq one because I love Shaq too. So I had both of those. And then when he ran Shaq out of that, so I was like, this guy's fucking selfish. And he was selfish at that point.
Yeah, he was. Everybody knows that too. It's not like anybody's being an asshole to say that. We know what Kobe was at that time. It's just he was young.
Yeah, no, he was young, but I saw him mature and grow and develop a relationship with Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom and Derek Fisher and all of those guys, and they won. And it was like I was like, I forgive you for this shit. And I just fell back in love with Kobe, and I went to go watch him play a game, and dude, that man was fucking crazy. And I got to see LeBron James, with Shotgun Guy. He got to take the half court shot, and then I got to sit courtside and watch that shit. That was wild too.
I have seen LeBron a few times. That one, it's really sad. I never saw Allen Iverson play either, dog. I never saw Allen Iverson play. That one hurts.
I had the opportunity when I was a kid.
I seen T-Mac in Orlando. I see Grant Hill.
Yeah. When the Magic were asked, I think it was like right when they traded Penny Hardaway, he was like, do you want to go see the 76ers play the Magic? And I remember I was like ecstatic because he knew I liked Allen Iverson because I had the Answer 3s, I think they were. The ones that had like the hologram foil on the sides and shit. Yeah. He was like, you want to go see him play? Because he fucking hated him because he's like, he likes rap music and he has braids and tattoos. And my dad was like one of those people. And I thought it was the coolest shit in the world, but my dad hated that shit. But every time I would play basketball, I remember I had a headband in the beginning. He's like, "Oh, you want to be like Allen Iverson?" And I was like, "Actually, I want to be like Kobe." Is what I was doing when I had the headband. But I was like, whatever, Dad, you're a dickhead. So.
I went to a basketball camp. I remember it was in late.
Anyways, real quick, my dad Indian gave me on that. He's like, "Oh, I'm taking a coworker to go see it." I was like.
You talking about the headband and shit. I went to a basketball camp in Lakeland once, and it was a tournament actually. Bro, I came out with the full Iverson, everything. I had the shoes, I had the headband, I had the little the arm sleeve. The fuck I was wearing? I didn't even know why I was wearing an arm sleeve. I'm wearing this fucking arm sleeve though. I had the I3 headband. I had the I3 wrist, elbow pad thing with the sleeve. Dog, I had bro. I was all the way Iverson down, bro. That was my dog. So it is. We think about it now, the impact that players have on kids. Because like when I was a kid, Allen Iverson just changed my life, right? And we look at the Anthony Edwards of the world now. Jason Tatum just won his championship, and he's got a fan base. Obviously, John Morant. We're trying to figure his life out. Like the impact these players. John Morant. I can't wait for his story, bro. You gonna remember this, A-Rod. What did he do? He pulled out a gun. You act like he did something crazy, dog. Like all he did was pull out a
But
gun
he
a few
didn't do
times.
it. He didn't do it once. He did it twice. He didn't learn from his mistakes.
Bro, all he did was pull out a gun a few times, dog.
I don't care. You're like you said. We're setting an example for kids that are watching you. You know how many kids?
Knows?
You know how many kids had John Morant? I bought a John Morant jersey. I bought a John Morant jersey because I was like, this kid is up. He's just like AI.
Anthony Edwards got secret baby mamas, dog. Ain't nobody saying shit about him.
Hey, Ed built different though, man.
Zion Williamson freaky dick out in the streets with strippers and porn stars. Ain't nobody saying shit about him. Let the dude pull out a gun a couple times, dog.
I'm just saying, man. All you're gonna see are kids like this on IG now, man. I'm not trying to see that shit, man. Set a good example. I don't hate John Morant. I just like clowning him, and I'm getting back to like the people I hate, but that's who I'm being right now. Yeah. So,
but yeah, speaking of LeBron, he did re-sign with the Lakers, $104 million. Other moves that's happened in the NBA since last week, a lot of shit has happened actually. I know we stuck on Philly for a while, and I went on my LeBron rant and the Knicks and shit, but a lot of shit has happened. I would say Klay's probably the next big one. So I was listening to Draymond Green talk about how sad he was that he was sad that Klay left, but he was also butthurt that they didn't get Paul George because the Clippers was like, we gonna fucking let him go into the same team, a team in our division, let alone the same like, come on, in our own state. You thought the Clippers were actually gonna let this dude go to Golden State? Let's be honest. So, but I know he's a little salty about that. But my first of all, from a Klay perspective. And I just read something about him feeling disrespected. But how disrespected should he feel? Not only did they not want to they benched him last year. After all he's done for that team. We all know Game 6 Klay was not a fucking mythical thing. That was real shit. There's no 4 championships with Golden State without Game 6 Klay a few times. Okay? So he came back from 2 ACL injuries, this, that, and the third. Draymond punched people in the face, got $100 million. You know what I mean? Andrew Wiggins, I don't know where the hell he's been at. He got paid. Like Jordan Poole, old crazy ass, got paid. Obviously they had to get rid of him, but they even paid him. Meanwhile, I'm Klay. I'm like, no respect. And then not only did y'all not want to keep me, y'all was trying to go get Paul George, who plays my position, and we're the same age. First of all, how disrespected should he feel, and how is this going? How do you think it's going to work for the Mavericks?
I'm wishing the best for Klay Thompson. I really am. You cannot hate that man.
We love that dude.
you can't. And if I were him, I would feel very disrespected. I would feel very disrespected if I was Klay Thompson. Like you said, you just rattle down all of those things. Game 6 Klay is a real fucking problem. And yeah, he was hurt for 2 years and couldn't play. And Jordan Poole stepped up and did his thing, but I think the Golden State Warriors are just like, oh my God, we found an answer to something, and it didn't work out. Out. And Draymond Green, no matter the dumb shit Draymond Green does he deserves to get paid. He does. But at the same time, it's like Klay's been doing everything he can to come back, being a team player. I'll come off the bench. All of this, and I know if Townie was on it, they'd be like, but look at it at a numbers perspective. Like, I know that. I get all of that. But when you have a culture and a glue and an adhesive thing, let's be honest with ourselves. The Warriors haven't been able to get it right at drafting lately. I mean, outside of Kuminga, Moody, we thought Moody was going to be better, but he hasn't really taken that next step. He's good off the bench, but he's not done anything that you're like, yeah, that guy could solidify him as a starter for another team. There's nothing there. Jordan Poole was the one they hit on, and Jordan Poole, flash in the pan. came alive at the right time to win a championship, and then you send his ass off, and we get to see how Jordan Poole really is, man. That's not a player that I would want on my team until he decides to grow up. And I think hopefully after this season in Washington, I think he grows up. I'm
He
praying.
needed that. He needed that.
Yeah, you want to be the fucking big man on campus? Let's see you. Let's see you walk the walk. But if I'm Klay Thompson, and what I've been going down the rabbit hole on all of it too. Apparently, like Steph told him, like, hey, let me talk to the guys upstairs and try and use my pool. And he was like, I don't want you to do that. You don't need to do that for me because I'm deserved of this money of everything that I've done and helped do for this team. I appreciate that, but that's not the type of man that I am. And that's admirable. That team, when I think that's why Rob Myers left. I think Rob Myers left because Bob, yeah.
Bro, I said that shit last year. He knew this shit was about to happen.
He knew it, and he didn't want to be the guy to be like, Klay, I just can't find this money. I can't find it, bro. I'm doing the best I can, but I can't find it. And then Mike Dunleavy had to be the one to do it.
Speaking of nepotism, how the fuck did he get a GM job? Ain't nobody say shit about that. Oh, how? It's my bad. I was going on a tangent, man.
Don't be like that, because I mean, Mike Dunleavy. We say this even about fucking JJ Redick. Basketball mind IQ. They know what they're doing. I don't give a fuck if the guy.
No. I'm happy that I'm not faulting him for having a job. I'm just saying nobody says shit about him, but God forbid Bronny gets a job, because we know Dunleavy's father was, he's a smart NBA basketball coach. Dunleavy came from that same mindset and tree. We know JJ Redick. I'm happy he got a job because I know his mind. And Bronny, all right, never mind. Klay.
Yeah, I just think Klay was definitely deserving of the money, and they couldn't find it, and they had to do what they had to do, man. And it sucks to see it happen, because I want to see the three of them retire there. I can't see Steph in a Hornets jersey. I can't see Draymond in a Pistons jersey. Fuck, it's weird gonna see Klay in a Dallas Mavericks jersey. But
name the player. Name him. Michael Jordan, Washington. Tom Brady, Bucks. Joe Montana, Chiefs. It's just, I mean, this is the NBA, this is the NFL, this is professional sports. Hakeem Olajuwon was wearing a Toronto Raptors jersey. Patrick Ewing gained 300 pounds and was wearing the Orlando Magic jersey. We've seen it, dog.
And the Sonic.
This is just what the fuck it is. And we look at the end of the Jordan era, right? And we're like, oh my God, how dare they break this shit up? At the end of the day, business is fucking business. And everybody got on what's his name that passed away. Oh, how dare he break this shit up? Scotty, he couldn't afford to keep all these dudes. Scotty went to Houston and then Portland,
and it sucks to hear it from the players' point of view, but I kind of like agree with them in a bit on that. It's the sad part. I feel like Kalan, what was the guy's name? I can't remember his name.
From where?
From the GM for the Bulls. What was his name?
God, why is it all of a sudden? It's not Reinsdorf, because that was somebody.
But
else.
anyways, I feel like he had didn't get the appreciation he deserved for putting this team together, and he felt like, oh, if you're not gonna give me the appreciation, I'm gonna talk down to these players because I'm the reason they're here, type of thing. He looks like that kind of guy. I don't know why.
Jerry Krause,
yeah. I just get that vibe from him, but at the same time, he can't defend himself, so I can't, I can't go off of that. But I could get that vibe from them, because I would never want to break that team apart. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Phil Jackson, you're staying here forever. But
I mean, we saw Phil Jackson go from the Dynasty Bulls to the Dynasty Lakers to fucking up in the front office of the Knicks. This is just how it works, dog. The ending, dog, everyone's mad about how Game of Thrones ended. The ending is not always gonna be the best, dog. Sometimes they just gotta wrap that shit up, dog. Like, yo, we ain't got nothing else to write in the script, so let's wrap that up. But before you talk about what Klay's gonna do for the Mavericks, how are we gonna remember this Golden State Warrior team? 4 championships, out of what was it? 6 appearances, 7 appearances, 6, 4. Yeah, they lost 16, they lost 19. Yeah, so yeah, 4 championships, 6 appearances. KD came in the middle. Obviously, so when we look at the Warriors, we obviously think immediately Steph, Klay, and Draymond. Durant going in there and getting 2. I don't know. Do you feel like that Durant going in and getting those 2 kind of like I don't know, like we kind of messed up the culture a little bit. I don't know, because like when I think of this team, we don't ever think about KD because of those years. But when you think, what would you remember? Like when your kids ask you, "Oh, what do you remember about the Golden? Can you tell me how good the Golden State Warriors were?" I'm gonna talk about Steph being the greatest 3-point shooter I've ever watched. I'm gonna talk about Game Six Clay, and I'm gonna talk about crazy ass Draymond Green, but the most important player that is not like the most talented player. You know what I mean? So I mean, what are we gonna remember about
Talented,
this?
but not doing what you think he's going to do. Score,
Yeah,
not doing facilitating, rebounding, defense, being a
but
bully.
even when he needed to score, though, remember that 2016 when they lost in Game Seven? Dog, if had they won that game, he would have won Finals MVP. He had a triple double in Game Seven. I think like 30, 11, and 10 or some shit like that. He balled, so his importance was obviously felt. But now that Clay is gone and everything, I mean, how are we gonna remember the last dynasty we're gonna have for years? It feels like.
I mean, you have to think of it as that it's a dynasty. Even with KD going, KD didn't need to even go there for them to be good, but KD still went. Okay, people, I'm a true believer that Kevin Durant is an amazing basketball player. I'm not going to drag. You know how I feel about the guy. I can't take away from the talent that he has.
Yeah.
But to the people that watch basketball, they're going to look at Kevin Durant as legit a cop out for every fucking move he's made in his career. Instead of going to be the man to beat the man, he decided to join the man and win his chips that way, or join these powerhouse teams that just can't get shit done. And it's bit him in the ass every time. But Kevin Durant is unfazed about that because he knows that's his character. That's the type of person that he is. And he's got bread and other things that he's invested in, and he's okay in life. Like Kevin Durant is fine, you know.
Yeah.
But for the Warriors organization from that, we'll always know it as, like you said it, I think the last episode was Monte Ellis was the guy. And they said, you know what? We're gonna take a gamble on this kid from Dayton, and it worked out.
Davidson.
So Davidson, sorry, from
Where did he
Davidson.
go to college?
Yeah, sorry. I for some reason they have the same kind of logo, your color, uniform, whatever. But it's gonna be like you have to respect them in history. In the annals of history, you're gonna have to fucking respect these guys because they were running shit. We talk about LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh running that shit. Right after that stopped, they were like, now it's our time, and they ran away with it, and they were constantly finding ways to get into the finals or the Western Conference Finals every time. So
Would you say there? Because think about it, they got one back to back. So that they had the 15, they had the 17 and 18, and then they had the 22, right? And we look at like the Spurs had their dynasty was more of like a longevity thing, right? Where they went from 99 to 2014. Patriots, their dynasty was longevity. It went from 2001 to 2021. They won one back to back, but they had their moments too. We look at this Golden State team. It was about it's like a weird type of dynasty where it's like they came onto the scene out of fucking nowhere, like out of nowhere, and then they stayed there. They got the 7-3-9, but I feel like they KD came in and came out, and the whole dynasty to me was all disjointed because like they got they win 15, and they win 15, right? And everyone's like, well, if Kyrie and Kevin Love was there, there's no way they're winning that series. And I agree with that. They
I do
lose
too.
2016, and they were like, and it's been reported. They were like, yeah, we can't beat this team. We need to go get Kevin Durant. So they go get Kevin Durant, win two, and then they don't win anyone after that until 2022. Where it just miraculously kind of showed up on their lap. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of things broke the right way for them. And obviously, a dynasty. Steph's the greatest shooter we're ever gonna see, and everything I said about them, I still believe. But to me, I don't know. It feels a little. Why is it? Why do I feel like it was like a little disjointed? Like
I
they're
think
not.
they
They don't
realized.
have the longevity. They don't have like the back to backs like the Bulls. Like I don't know. It's just weird to me.
I think you're overthinking it a little bit. I think they had the longevity. It's just they started getting more pieces, and I think when they got Kevin Durant in there, they were like, we can't do this with Kevin. Like Kevin isn't fitting the three of us like the way he should. Pause.
But if he was still there, they would have won more championships. Let's be honest.
Oh, they would have, but Draymond Green like is the guy that's like, are you good for this team or not? And if not, he's gonna punch you in the face or call you out on his podcast. And he saw the wolf in sheep's clothing. Call it what you want, but he was just like, we can't play with this guy. He doesn't gel with us, and it's Steph's team. It's not Kevin's team. And Kevin was thinking,
he not like us.
oh, exactly, exactly. Take your ass back to Maryland, homie. You're not the West Coast. But yeah, man, like he just didn't fit the mold. And like when you watch that during that time, whose team did you think it was? Did you think it was Steph's or do you think it was Kevin Durant's?
Neither. It's always been Draymond's team.
I mean,
it's always been Draymond punched Jordan Poole out of that team. He called Kevin Durant a bitch, got him out the team. Like every decision that they've made is because Draymond decided if he wants it or not. You see, Steph is the one that said, "I'll go fight for Klay." Draymond was mad that they didn't go get Paul George. Draymond, to me, as much I think they don't know how to like tell him no. They're so scared of Draymond that he makes all the decisions. He makes all the decisions.
But Draymond wanted Klay. They don't act like Klay. Like Draymond wasn't like, I want Klay back.
He heard Paul George was available. He's salty about that shit.
But he alluded that they knew that they were moving on from Klay and that like his hands are tied. He can't do that. I'm pretty sure if Draymond would have locked the room and been like, nobody's leaving here until we sign Klay, they'd probably been like, yes, sir, Mr.
You know
Green.
who it was that went and got Kevin Durant? Draymond. Draymond said, yo, we can't beat this team like as we are. They went and locked themselves in the Hamptons and Kevin Durant's plays, led by not Steph didn't call KD. Klay didn't call KD. Draymond called KD. And then he said, now you can get out of here. Jordan Poole, you can get the fuck out of here. I don't know. To me, Steph is Andre Iguodala, that's another one that was his, like a leader, right? Steph is like babyface assassin. Klay is, cool guy that likes to go fishing, but he can shoot with the best of them. KD just want his book bag and his basketball. But the true leaders of the team was Draymond and Andre Iguodala to me. That's just how I saw it.
I agree 100% with that.
All right, now the Mavericks. They were in the NBA Finals. They got waxed in the NBA Finals. A lot of people would say it was surprising that they were in the NBA Finals. So Klay is obviously there. We know what we all watched the Mavericks. We know what they were missing. They needed somebody to get the pressure off of Luka and Kyrie, and they need a bona fide dude that could actually score that wide open three. So, do you think this helps them continue to make it back to the finals again, or we talk about Klay, he did go 0 for 10 in that playing game. He did struggle last year, and I think he was healthy. I didn't hear anything about him being like hurt. I just think he's been hurt he's been hurt a lot. Achilles, ACL, this and that. Like the dude he's a little old. He ain't playing defense like he used to. And I don't know. I mean, you think this is the move from Dallas where like, yeah, here we go. Or that's a good piece.
I think it's a move for them. I think not getting his contract kind of played into it too. That's sitting as a thing over your head, and then they're like, hey, we're going to bench you now. It's kind of like the writing on the wall. You're like,
fair.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
so I think as a man, like a lot of emotions and shit like that are hanging over you. It's kind of like when your job tells you, hey, I'm going to need you to pick things up. When you hear that conversation, you're like, shit, I'm on the chopping block right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think I'm trying to look at it at different angles. So
yeah.
I think that played into it. I also think that like, the Mavericks, they shouldn't have been there. I'll be the one to say they shouldn't have been there with that team. It's a poorly constructed team. A lot of those players that are on that team now, I know Green is gone. Hardaway Jr. is gone. A lot of players are not fit to be on that team. And when I heard Maxi Keebler's name thrown out there, I was like, that's your white stallion that's gonna save.
They got Grimes though.
KK.
That's your boy, ain't it?
KK, no. I wanted that guy gone really quick. He's not going to move the needle at all. But whatever. They got Grimes. Okay. They got Younger. But I think Klay needs to be a place where he knows his role as like a 2 or a 3. My biggest thing now is after I saw Kyrie Irving play in that finals, I'm used to seeing an assassin from Kyrie Irving. And I look at a lackluster Kyrie Irving.
It wasn't him. It was Boston, bro. They were in his head. Like I think he will admit that they dead ass got in my fucking like they really got in his head for real. So I'll give Boston more credit for that than poo pooing on Kyrie because I'll like that's a real thing. Like they really like psychologically really like all right man like this is tough. So I'll give him that. I think Kyrie's still gonna be Kyrie. Luka's still gonna be Luka. Luka to me this is all a mute point if Luka don't stay in shape all next year to the point because like I was tweeting about it during the finals. Like I watched Kobe when the team needed him, he gonna give you 48 minutes. I watched LeBron when the team needed him, he gonna give you 48 minutes with a triple double. He gonna lead. Remember the 2015 finals and the 2018 LeBron. 2018 LeBron, he said, I will do anything I can to make sure this team wins. 48 minutes, 40 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists. Luka, he gets tired, and that's the problem. It's like
he's got no help.
Bro, but it's not LeBron didn't have no help. You remember 07? That's the difference. 07, Mo Williams. Would you rather have Kyrie Williams or Kyrie Irving or Mo Williams? Come on, dog. Mo Williams. Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm gonna say?
We talk about no help. Dog, LeBron James in his he just turned 22 years old against the big bad boy 2 Pistons. Said, yo, I went to your crib, game 5. Y'all need 29 of the last 30 points, 25 straight. You got it. You got it. The dude, 2 overtimes. You got it. Like, come on. Luka, the problem was, and I love, you know how I feel about Luka. I love Luka. And the reason why I picked him to be my MVP last year going into the year, because I thought he was in shape. And he was in shape going into the year. The fact that was in shape for him is a problem because I saw him burn out in this playoffs, and to me, he needs to take more pride on defense, stop complaining too much to the refs, and needs to be in a peak. Like, dog, you're only 25, 26 years old. LeBron was doing that shit at 32, 33 when he was with in 2018. Like, that was only 2018. He was 35, dog. Like, damn. So I think it's all a mute point if he's not Luka times 2, because like I know he had a good playoffs, but Klay can only do so much. It's not like Klay's bringing the ball up and dribbling. He can't guard your best player no more. He gonna hit wide open threes, but that's still only what 16 to 20 points a game. That's you need Luka to still be the head of the snake, but he got to really take that shit to a next level. So we look at Harden, right? He dropped 35 points a game. He didn't do shit with it, right? Jordan in the 80s, he dropped 38 points a game. They didn't do shit with it. But when Jordan brought his game down to like, let me actually be a team player. I got Scotty to do some of the heavy lifting for me. I got Horace Grant to do this. I got BJ Armstrong to do that. That's when they became champions. I think Luka needs to you don't have to. It's cool, but you don't got to average 36 points a game. It's cool, but you're not gonna last. Embiid, we see it with Embiid. The dude wanted to average 38 points a game. And he couldn't make it through the season. It's just how it is. I think they need to learn how to like be smarter basketball players because it's cool to hezzy this and step back that, but it's not fun when the rabbit got the gun and it's June 6th and you tired of shit. Jason Tatum got Brown. He got Derek White. He got all this shit, and all you guys tired ass legs, scared ass Kyrie, and a bunch of criminals. So. To me, Luka got to change the game a little bit, but I don't think they're gonna make it to the finals next year. So if that's to answer that question, I think it's a good piece, but I don't think it makes them like a finals. Like just because they made the finals doesn't mean they're gonna make it right back. Everyone always assumes, okay, we're gonna see what they do next year. So I don't think anything with that's gonna happen. But good pickup for them.
I think they got lucky playing against like rookie or teams that just got to the
Gilgeous-Alexander led OKC young team. Anthony Edwards led Minnesota, inexperienced like championship type of team, and they didn't have to play the Nuggets. The Nuggets would have beat these motherfuckers in 5, dog. Like let's come on, they would have beat Dallas in 5. So matchups, it always matters as matchups. So big ups to them for that. Outside of that, were there any other moves that kind of stand out for you? Obviously, y'all weren't able, but hold on. I think OKC getting Hartenstein, which I've been saying that he's going to the Thunder, and because they needed him, they got him. Cool. They got Caruso. Cool. I think they definitely did some things. Malik Monk to Orlando. I like that for them.
Malik Monk in Sacramento still.
Not Malik Monk. Kentavious Caldwell Pope. For whatever
Yeah.
reason, those two I always mix them up. I don't know what.
Brandon Jennings and KCP look alike to me. I don't know why. They look.
I gotta look at that one. I gotta look at that one.
When they both played for what was it? Detroit. They both looked alike. I was like, who the fuck is who?
Detroit had him. They had Stanley Johnson. We thought they had something, and I don't know what happened to all these people. Quickly got paid. Who else? Well, I'm trying to think who else was. Donovan Mitchell. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go get this bread. I thought he was gonna leave until I found out how much bread he could get from Cleveland. I'm like, he ain't leaving that money. Come on, dog. He's not even 30 yet. Go get that money. So we'll see how long he decides to stay in Cleveland, but he got that money. You think that puts him in that top four, like, with us, y'all, Milwaukee, however we feel about them, and Boston? You think they can break in that top four, knowing that they have him there with the new coach and everything?
Who?
Donovan Mitchell with Cleveland. You think? Because think about it. Now they don't have to play like with like the eggshell, like walking on eggshells type of shit. Like, all right, at least we know he's coming back. Because all during the whole playoff run for them, Donovan Mitchell dropped 35, but is he gonna be a Cavs next year? That was every story. He dropped 35. Is he gonna be a Cavs next year? So I think maybe you don't think that helps him a little bit, like clear their mind.
Maybe, but I still think he's just like, fuck, I really like to be somewhere else but here.
Hey, it is what it is, dog. You'll be all right, dog. 150 mil for 3 years?
You'll be good.
You'll be all right, dog.
Good. No one's talking. You're not talking about CP3 to the San Antonio Spurs.
Yo, this dude got Infinity Stone jerseys, bro. He got every fucking jersey, dog. So I always like to players who've played for a lot of teams, especially good players that play for a lot of teams. Because like we talk about like how are we gonna remember Klay, right? How are we gonna remember Chris Paul? Chris Paul was, when he got into the league and he took off, the conversation was, well, is it him or Darren Williams? Then it was, is it him or this or that? And then it was like, is Chris Paul top 5 all time? No championships, obviously. It's a team sport, but they like to hold that above him. John Stockton don't got nothing, but John Stockton got stats that can never be touched. His assist total is crazy. He played 82 games a year. Like it was wild. So I mean, how are we going? First of all, because you asked, I like it for Wemby because that team don't know how to get the ball to Wemby. Chris Paul, I'm taking the over on assist every game, dog. Every game. I think this is good for Wemby. I think, but it's not like he's there to go bring him to a championship. But I'm happy. I think this is good to have basically a player coach for Wemby. I think this is exactly, you need a veteran. I always talk about you need the old guys in the locker room. This is a good move because they have a young team. So I like that for that.
Let's be honest. And when Chris Paul is used right, not like how Golden State used him, he gets you to the playoffs somehow. He did it with OKC.
Okay, how long ago was OKC, bro? That was the bubble, bro. That was how old was Chris Paul?
He still got him there, man. And we looked at that team and they're like, this team is dog shit. I feel bad.
He did help Phoenix to get to the finals. I'll give him that. He is also 39 years old.
He is. He's old. Like, Chris Paul got to hang it up soon. But I think his legacy, we do have to respect what he did before he started collecting rings, Infinity Stones over here. Like, man's an amazing point guard. Say what you want about his antics on the court, his crybaby antics and all of that shit. Like, whatever.
Nah, he's a veteran. That's all he is.
He is. But, like, he really wants to win. He really wants to win. I've never seen somebody want to win as bad as Chris Paul does. And he gets all the heat. Like, we give him all the heat for when the Suns lost. They're like, oh, Chris Paul sucks, this and that. Devin Booker wasn't showing out. Kevin Durant
didn't get all the heat. It was what's that ref's name? Scott Foster. Scott Foster was being crooked.
He hates Chris Paul so much, man. Shotgun guy learned about the extender during the playoffs. I told him the story about Scott Foster.
Who's
He's like,
in the game?
huh?
Yeah. It's gonna be another game. It's 3-0. Who ref it? Oh yeah, it's going.
It was Scott Foster too. I was like, bro, they're gonna fucking. They brought Scott for this reason.
It's going 5, baby.
Yeah, but I think you have to respect his career. It's like towards the end when, players start jumping from. It's like Shaq. Like we can't take away from Shaq of how dominant he was and how great he was. But then at the end he started jumping up. He's gonna win a ring for the king. Then he like the Shaq diss, and then it was fucking the big green mean, whatever the fuck it was. Like you gotta respect Shaq for what he did. So I think Chris Paul, we look at it, we're like, damn, that man was dishing dimes left and right. I think it was like 6 straight years he led the league in assists. Like you have to respect who he is as a player. Now we're at the point where like, and I'm saying this as a Chris Paul fan, like he's gonna be gone. He's gonna be gone, and who's gonna be the next guy to take the torch for him? Like this was a great point guard. This was a pure point guard that we got to see play. So who's
literally John Stockton, and then after John Stockton was Chris Paul. It was like pure point guards. Cause like, obviously in between that Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, but like guys that we just think about like, damn, like.
I mean, Jason Kidd and Steve Nash were just as good too.
No, Jason. I want you to understand though how I feel about. I think Jason Kidd is like 3 or 4 point guard of all time. Jason Kidd is one of the, and then Steve Nash won 2 MVPs. But like, I'm talking about like John Stockton wasn't winning no MVPs in the 90s. He didn't do shit. But we all respect. Damn, he's one of the best pure point guards we've ever seen. Even with all the guards that came in his era, I mean, there was a lot of guards that came in and out while John Stockton played. But we always remember John Stockton's career. Like that motherfucker was gonna get you 12 assists a game, no matter what. And he gonna play good defense, and then you leave him open for 3, he gonna hit that. Chris Paul, his mid range, is going in, no matter what. If you give him an inch mid range, it's going in. He might kick you in the nuts, and he gonna get you 10 assists. And to me, like no matter what, like think about it. He's averaged 9.4 assists for his career. Last year was like a bad year. It was still 6.8 assists. Like a bad year for him was still 7 assists a game. So we always gonna remember him as like, even with, like I say, with Stockton, all these point guards, Jay Kidd and Steve Nash and this and that. We remember that. I think it's the same thing with Chris Paul. Like, yeah, he may have never won a championship. He at this point now we know he ain't gonna win one because he ain't gonna be longer. But we gonna respect. He's a Hall of Famer for his ballot. I like it. I'm proud of him. You always want not your favorite players, but like the best players to have like a storybook ending. But like we talked about earlier with Klay and Scottie Pippen, it don't work like that. Like the end is always kind of a little janky. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't know when to hang it up. This is one of them things, dog.
He turned Tyson Chandler's career around, and he made DeAndre Jordan into the power that he became later on in his career.
He got paid. He got DeAndre, the trio of him, DeAndre Jordan, and Blake Griffin, and you could slide JJ Redick into that too, because like JJ Redick was like the perfect guy for that team. Just he was always going to be open. I think Chris Paul had a big impact on, because like JJ Redick got a contract, Blake Griffin got a contract, DeAndre Jordan got a contract, Matt Barnes was recognized for his achievement. Like everyone really ate off of Chris Paul. So yeah, I really respect that DeAndre Jordan take, because like DeAndre Jordan, think about it. Greg Oden got drafted, and we're like, damn, he's not what the NBA looks for anymore in the big man. DeAndre Jordan can't shoot, can't dribble, can't do nothing but block shots and dunk. And DeAndre Jordan was one of the most exciting players to watch for about a 5-6 year period because of Chris Paul. You know what I mean? Lob City, him and Blake Griffin, all that shit. So definitely we gonna miss Chris Paul. But you think this is good for Wemby and them?
Oh, I think it's absolutely great. I think Greg Popovich pulled the trigger and was like, hey, I need a mature fucking person in here to fucking get these kids to fucking play basketball the right way. I'm sick of fucking losing. Can we just make the playoffs once? can you just be a floor general for me and give Castle the reins after this, or get him up to speed and get the next guy behind, get Trey Jones, whatever the fuck his name is, up to speed, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, I
And
think
then
that's all.
they drafted what's his name from UConn? I mean, yeah, from no, what's his name?
Castle.
Castle. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
then who was the other pick?
Dellingham, but
They
they
traded
sent
him.
him.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that would have been great for him to coach Dellingham, but Castle's more of a two. Like, he's more of a shooting guard, but I mean, he
Yeah.
can still do it all. But
But you
I
still need a player coach in the locker room, basically, is how I see it.
yeah,
So
yeah, you need a guy that people can respect, and I don't know if he's that guy, but like, you have to respect his career for what he's done. So
no, he's Draymond even said like he said like, yeah, we used to have our issues or whatever, but when he said when we lost Chris Paul, like he like, damn, I really grew to like this player. So he must be. I know everyone gives him like, he's kind of like the way he leads, sometimes is a little aggressive and tough, but for the most part, people, he's a good leader. You know what I mean? Like he's always going to be seen as that guy who's a good leader, whether he rubs you the wrong way, Paul, or not. I mean, he's a good leader to me. So, big ups to him. Outside of that, I mean, anything else in the NBA trades?
I
Anything else?
bet when he retires, he's going to be the first one that gets a coaching job.
Oh yeah, he's a point guard, of course. he that's if he wants to do that. I don't even know what Chris Paul would want to do. And I don't TV, maybe I can see him on TV, but he, like Chauncey Billups, for example, like Chauncey Billups went into the ESPN, but the whole time he was just waiting for a coaching or GM job because he was still interviewing constantly. So I think that might be like Chris Paul, like he'll take a TV job for the time being, but as soon as they call him down, JJ Redick went into podcasting. They called him, hey, we want you to be a coach. So it might be more like that. I am interested to see where DeMar DeRozan goes. We saw him, Crit Walking or whatever, or Not Like Us. In Inglewood, what was it, Inglewood? Because yeah, it was at the Forum, I think.
Yeah.
So what he calls home. Obviously, as a LeBron fan, I would love to see him go to the Lakers to finish off his career because we talk about storybook endings. I think Russell Westbrook wanted that with the Lakers, but at least he's getting it with the Clippers. Like I don't think he gave a shit what he was going to be resigned for. He was going to stay with the Clippers forever because they believed in him a little bit more than the Lakers, and he still gets to be home. I think DeRozan wants that. I think Paul George probably wanted that too, but it just didn't kind of work out. I think a lot of these kids kind of just want to come back to their roots a little bit and kind of just chill out in a warm, hot place. I mean, he's been in Chicago for a few years. Ain't nobody try to be in that cold brick ass place. So, to me, I like DeRozan to come on down to the West Coast, back home with the Lakers.
The Kings called him.
Man, fuck the Kings. Ain't nobody trying to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
But outside of that, man, I'm gonna leave the NBA alone. I can't think of anything else that's really that relevant anymore. But I do want to go to your favorite sport real quick.
We didn't talk about the Hawks breaking up the trio.
Man, but we knew that was gonna happen. I like that move for the Pelicans a lot, but for Atlanta, it's like, bro, like I still don't know the name of still don't know their French kid that they drafted. I still don't know his name.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck else they got going on.
I want to see what DeJounte Murray really does if he's grown from his. Because remember when he got to Atlanta, he was like talking that shit in the summer league and all that shit.
Yeah.
He done Banchero and all of that. Like he went from being a quiet guy in San Antonio to being like, yeah, I'm from the A now. So he's like all day.
He's back where the gumbo and script is at. So and he's not big man on campus. Zion's big man on campus, dog. So Brandon Ingram, that's big man on campus. So he gonna fit into his role well. And to me, I love that move for them. I actually really love that move for the Pelicans. I think that's a very underrated move. But from Atlanta's perspective, bro, they're just a poverty franchise to me. It's like they're gonna have flashes, but like outside of that, like what else? Like what have the Atlanta Hawks done in our lifetime? They and the lifetime before that. Dominique Wilkins, Mookie Blaylock, 8C beat the Sonics, Dikembe. But like, I mean, shit. Like what? I'm thinking of a long story short. like I'm thinking of the Nuggets, but what the fuck? Atlanta ain't shit, dog. Like, come on, they're not a basketball town. That's a football state with the Braves. Like they just so happen to have basketball teams, the dream in them, but that's a football state with the Braves. So we're just gonna leave the Hawks alone.